What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. That's STEVEE the Black. I'm back, and we are 9 days away from Philadelphia Eagles football, but we are even less days, 6 days away from football returning in general, because next Thursday the Philadelphia Eagles. The NFL season kicks off with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. Now, I know it's been a minute. I know it's been a while. But first and foremost, me doing this video indicates that I am back for the season. Last year, I was going through a lot of personal stuff. If you didn't see the video, it's on the channel now. I'll leave a link in the description. It's a long one though. But I couldn't do it last year. I had to take some time away, which is not necessarily a bad thing too. Because I have been doing this since the 2016 season straight. So you got the 16th season, 17th season, the 18th season, the 19th season, the 20th season, the 2021 season. I was doing this for 6 seasons straight, going over the schedule. And then the season that I chose not to cover is the season that the Philadelphia Eagles went back to the Super Bowl. So there's a bit of irony in it. We didn't finish the job, of course, as you all know, but I'm just here to give my thoughts on everything for Eagle season and everything like that. But quickly back to my thoughts on Chiefs and Lions. When I first saw the schedule, I was like, what? Chiefs and Lions? Like, that don't make no sense. The Lions finna get mollywopped. And make no mistake about it, they still are. Like, I don't see any way, even without Chris Jones, that the Chiefs are losing to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are a good team, up-and-coming team, a team on the rise, a team to look out for. But I don't think I mean, look, I know week 1 of the season is always tricky. It's always unpredictable. Anything can happen in week 1 of the NFL season, but I just don't see how Detroit gonna roll up into Kansas City and beat Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce. Man, is this what it was like during the Patriots years, man? When the Patriots were just dominant and oh my goodness, this is just ridiculous, bro. The season starts next week, right? And I could never. I'm still not over that loss in the Super Bowl, man. I mean, we were right there. The opportunity was in our hand, but Gannon in the defense, special teams, Jalen Hurts fumbling the ball uncharacteristically, just every single problem that we had reared its ugly head in the game. And that tends to happen. That tends to happen in the worst moments, on the biggest stage, in the biggest game. Any problem that you had reoccurring during the season always rears its ugly head. And despite the defense having 70 sacks, a lot of those times it was like game where we had like 8-9 sacks a game, like shoot, there were some games we only had like 1 or 2 sacks, so anyway, for the earlier in the week, I want to say about 2-3 days ago, I finally brought myself to watched the Super Bowl highlights, and it was as frustrating as I thought it would be, because looking back at it, you're just like, man, we had a 10-point lead. Patrick Mahomes was hobbled. Not that I ever wish injury on somebody, but the moment I saw it happen, the man was grabbing his leg. I was like, oh, dude, we might actually have a chance. Because everywhere I would turn, some people were like, yo, man, it's Patrick Mahomes and Chiefs. You ain't beating them. They did the top of the top. Absolutely right. But then I'm like, dude, but you guys got a pretty good defense yourself. And besides Travis Kelce, you pretty much beat him in every single category, right? Well, besides Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, you beat him in every single category. It was the game, even the same narrative as Super Bowl 52. Tom Brady, Gronkowski, Andy Reid, Bill Belichick. It was literally the same thing, man. 10-point halftime lead in both games. Blew the 10-point halftime lead coming out. But the difference was, in 2017, the Eagles was able to make one stop. That's all you needed. Because I remember watching the Super Bowl in 2017, 2018, whatever, and saying, one stop. That's all you need. One stop. One stop. Because Brady was moving up and down the field. One stop. That's all you need. One stop. And they got the stop with Brandon Graham. We all know the story, right? But we couldn't get that stop in this game. And Kansas City ended up hosting the Lombardi Trophy. And now I can't stand Patrick Mahomes. Now I can't stand Travis Kelce. He's not my brother. I don't have to like him. I don't have to love him. I can say Patrick, without a doubt, shadow of a doubt, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback in the league, the greatest player in the league. I respect him, but I ain't gotta like him. Andy Reid may have revitalized the Eagles organization and brought it to where it is right now, but he ain't the head coach of my team. He over there. He on the other side. You all know how I love to bring up Addy. How he talked about, he was like, I ain't even mad, bro. What you mean you ain't mad? We just lost the Super Bowl. Oh, shit, yeah, we lost, but Andy Reid got a second Super Bowl. What that got to do with me? We lost the Super Bowl. What that got to do with the Philadelphia Eagles? You think Jeffrey Lurie over there? Oh, hey, man, we lost, but my boy Andy Reid over there, you think he doing that right now? No, he ain't doing that right now. Nobody, no. But that was last year. It's this year. It's 2023. And how do I think the Eagles will do in 2023? I think, last year we, for the most part, were able to get through the season without any injuries. Without any major injuries, excuse me. We lost Dallas Goedert for a couple of weeks. We lost Avonte Maddox for a couple of weeks. We lost Jalen Hurts for a couple of weeks. But when Super Bowl Sunday, we lost Lane Johnson for a couple of weeks. But when Super Bowl Sunday came and was here, all 22 starters that started on game one was there on that field. And at that point, just put up or shut up. And at the end of the day, they lost. But as I said, that was last year. This is this year. So how do I think the Philadelphia Eagles will do? I've been paying attention. We lost Gannon. That everyone's talking about, they lost two coordinators. They lost Shane Steichen, who's off to be the head coach of the Colts. Now, why are we always losing coordinators to the Colts, huh? Why are we always doing that? Bruh. So we lost Shane Steichen to the Colts. We done lost Jonathan Gannon to the Cardinals. That really neither one of those things bother me as much. Maybe Shane Steichen to a degree because he was really good, really smart, really innovative. Jonathan Gannon, I mean, you could say what we want about the defense and 70 sacks and all that, but I mean, we saw the defense in the Super Bowl. We saw the defense every time they went up against a top 10 quarterback. Like that, what we got now, who we got now, is an upgrade to what we had before. Like people don't understand. People outside of Philadelphia don't understand. They can say, "Oh, they lost both coordinators, this and that." That no, bro. Losing Jonathan Gannon was an upgrade. It wasn't a downgrade. It was an upgrade. You know. So who we got to replace him? You know, we got Brian Johnson on the offensive side, elevated from the quarterback coach to now the OC. You know, great relationship with Jalen Hurts, you know, everything like that. Do I think it'll matter? I mean, the offense is so talented. You got the O-line, you got Jalen Hurts, you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard, you know, got the plethora of running backs that we got. I mean, you'd have to be a complete idiot not to be able to utilize this talent, especially with how smart everybody is on that offensive side of the ball. Like, I think some people might think it's a detriment that, you know, Brian Johnson and not never having calling plays before in the NFL, but especially in Philly media, bro. Like, this is why I try not to listen to Philly media, because they're so negative, you know. They just gotta find something to complain about, you know. I mean, we know how good the offense is, but can Brian Johnson really do the job though? Like, bro, like, whatever. Okay. You really have to be an idiot not to make this offense look good. Like, as smart as Jalen Hurts is, like, you think he's going to let that happen? I'm not worried about the offense at all. As long as Jalen Hurts is under center, we're going to be all right. If he's not under center, though, and we got Marcus Mariota, that will be the problem. That is where Brian Johnson will be tested. Because I saw them preseason games, bro. No one really tries in the preseason except pretty much people trying to make the team, right? And Marcus Mariota is trash, bro. Trash. So, and we know the thing with Hurts is, can he stay on the field, you know? Obviously, it's a football, so anything can happen. He doesn't put himself in harm's way, per se. So, I mean, when he got hurt last year in Chicago, that was kind of a freak thing. But even the year before, he got hurt in the pocket. Like, he wasn't running. He got hurt in the pocket. He had an ankle injury, I believe, which cost him a game. But, I mean, still. So, it's football, right? But, I think the offense will be fine. As for the defense, I don't think we're going to have 70 sacks. I know a lot of people are thinking about the linebackers position, specifically with Nakobe Dean. I understand he hasn't played a whole lot, but if the team has faith in him, why should I not have faith in him? You know? Why should I not have faith in him? You know? Especially since he's playing around other fellow teammates of his. They all know how each other think, you know, with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and everything like that. So I'm not too worried about it. Obviously, I don't think we're going to have 70 sacks again this year. So, and then, you know, having Sean Desai, you know, this defense is very, very deep. Like I said, losing Jonathan Gannon was not a downgrade. It was an upgrade. You can't get any worse than absolutely sucking, you know? So the only way to go is up. The only way to go, place to go is up. So the real competition, the real test will not be when we're going up against the Arizona Cardinals or any of the bottom teams in the NFL. The real test will be when we go up against the Josh Allens, the Patrick Mahomes, the Dak Prescotts, heck, even to a certain degree, Kirk Cousins, because he's an above-average quarterback, you know. So those would be the tests, you know, when we go up against people like them. The Aaron Rodgers, because we will have to face the Jets this year. So sorry, and I forget this, but That man, who's that man? Him and Slay had beef. Oh man, who's that man? Give me a second here. Uh, Philadelphia Eagles coaches. Coaching staff 2023. That dude, I'm flanking on this man. I'm flanking on this man's name. Man. Matt Patricia. Who is he? He is the assistant head coach, and he's the defense. He helps on the defensive side of the ball, obviously. He's like a defensive coach assistant too, right? He's basically there to help guide Sean Desai, right? But have his input, put his input in and everything. I mean, can't hurt to have help, right? You know, have his input. As a defensive coordinator, he doesn't suck. You know, hopefully he can impart something that he learned from Bill Belichick all these years, you know. What I expect from the defense this year is just be opportunistic, right? Be opportunistic. When there's a chance to take the ball away, take the ball away. When there's a chance to get to the quarterback, take the quarterback. When there's a chance to disrupt them and just get 3 and out, 4 and out, whatever you need, turn the ball over, whatever. Just be optimistic. Last year was, because I remember wanting a top 10 defense, wanting a scary defense. I don't know if we're going to have that, but just be opportunistic. That's all I need you to be. I don't need you to be anything else. Be clutch. Be like that. Because I remember that 2017 defense. It was top 3. It was top 5. It was a top 5 defense. It was like number 3 against the run and like number 9 or 7 against the pass or whatever like that. They gave up a lot of yards, but they only really, truly ever really gave up field goals and everything like that. But they always came up clutch when we needed them to be. And that's what won us the Super Bowl that year. And that is what is all I require for the defense this year. Just be opportunistic. Just make a play. Just get a stop. Whatever you need to do to turn the tide in the favor of us, do that. I don't need you to have 70 sacks. I don't need you to lead the league in sacks. I don't need you to lead the league in tackles. I don't need you to lead the league in takeaways. I need you to be smart, efficient, and opportunistic. Just, that's all I need. That's all I need. I ain't asking for much. That's all I need from y'all. It's from the defense. Now, the $1 million question. Can the Eagles not only get back to the Super Bowl, can they rewrite history? Can the Eagles not only get back to the Super Bowl, but can they win it this time? Because I've seen people say, oh, you can already book our tickets. We going to the Super Bowl. Yes, the NFC is very top heavy between the Eagles, the 49ers, and the Dallas Cowboys. But the thing about the NFL is there's always somebody new popping up. We all know the Detroit Lions are up and coming. I've heard nothing but good things about Jordan Love in Green Bay. You know, the Saints have a very good team this year. They're going to win their division. You know, Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield over there, you know, we'll see. You know, he still got Evans, he still got Godwin. You know, he's got a decent team over there. You know, And there's our own division with the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants, who are trying to continue to take great steps and leaps and bounds. And then you've got the Vikings. So there's always something. And then there's always somebody from the top who you expect to be there, and they're not there. Oh, and then there's just this little teeny little thing fact about the NFC East, where if you won the NFC East the year prior, more likely than not, you don't win the NFC East again. Because there's been no repeat winner. So how about we just start there? You want to make history so bad? Win the NFC East again. Win the NFC East again. Let's start there. Do the Eagles need the number 1 seed to get back to the Super Bowl? I mean, there are a few places I would like to avoid going to in a playoff scenario. Seattle, New Orleans, San Francisco, and Dallas. I would like to avoid going to those 4 places if need be. I don't want to go anywhere else. We gotta go. We gotta go anywhere else. We gotta go to Washington. We gotta go to New York. Gotta go to Tampa. Gotta go to Carolina. Gotta go to Detroit. Like, I'm not worried. But those 4 places that I mentioned, of Dallas, of San Fran, of New Orleans or Seattle, I would be worried because they are very, I don't want to say difficult, but they're, they have their moments, right? As to whether or not the Eagles are going to go back to the Super Bowl and win it, I don't know. It unless your name is Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, that's it. Or the Bills from the 90s who went to 4 straight Super Bowls. It's very, very hard to go to back-to-back Super Bowls, even in a very limited NFC. As I said, the division in and of itself will be tougher. Washington will be tougher. They've got a good defense. The Giants are a well-coached team, even though we smack them around every time we play them. Dallas is always a challenge. You got to get lucky, man. You got to get lucky. And this year, I would have the schedule memorized, right? Like, I would normally have the schedule memorized. I could tell you who we face in the first 5 weeks, all that stuff, which I still can now. But this year, I'm taking a different approach, right? I'm literally taking it from a football perspective of taking it 1 week at a time. Next Sunday, we are facing the New England Patriots. And I'll give my thoughts on that next Wednesday when I do my predictions video. But I'm taking this 1 game at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 game, 1 second at a time, right? We gonna see what happens, right? Obviously, I would love to get back to the Super Bowl. Obviously, I would love to win the Super Bowl. Obviously, I believe in Jalen Hurts. I believe in his mindset. He is as close to what I've seen to the mentality that people talk of with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. I see that the way he talks, the way he carries himself. All of it, I see it. The leadership, the mentorship, all of it. He has a picture of him walking off from the Super Bowl in the confetti. We weren't supposed to know about it, but he uses that every day to motivate himself. So many things can happen, though, in the season. As I said, some up-and-coming team could come and be better. Injuries could happen. Or sometimes you just suck. Then there's the Super Bowl hangover. You know, I mean, Dad, we had a Super Bowl hangover after we won the Super Bowl. When we were last in the Super Bowl, and we won the Super Bowl, and we had the Super Bowl hangover. We were struggling. Y'all remember how frustrating 2018 was? I remember. But all I can say, like I said, is I'm taking it one day at a time, one game at a time. The focus is New England right now. I think it's absolutely stupid that we got to start on the road again at New England, which makes no sense. I don't care about Tom Brady Day, nothing. Whatever. That's stupid. We are the defending NFC champions. And we got to start it on the road at 425? What? Don't make no darn sense, bro. But I'll get into more of that next week. Oh, I will be at Tampa Bay this year. I'm going there when the Eagles play Tampa in week 3. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be the first time going to a NFL game, and it'll be my first Eagles game ever going to, you know. Never been to an Eagles game before. Even all those years I used to live in Delaware. Always watched the Eagles on TV, but now I missed them when they came to Tampa a couple years ago, and then I missed them again when they came to Miami. But they're back in Tampa now, and I'm like, I gotta go see them. So me and my friend, we're going down there, and we're gonna see them, and you know, we're gonna have a good time. We should win, but that's in, you know, a couple weeks, so we'll worry about it then. But I wanted to do that little shout out vlog. First time tailgating. You know, maybe I'll run into E-Rock, you know, a couple other Eagles fans, take pictures, you know, you never know. Looking forward to that. But man, yeah, so those are pretty much my thoughts on the season. Like I said, it's been a minute. I need to get back into the flow of things. I'm going to try and shake things up a little bit differently this year. Be more analytical, you know, talk more no, I'm trying to be different. I'm trying to give it to you. Well, because, you know, when you talk with fans, you're not going, oh, he went 25 to 35 for 365 yards and he had a QBR. No, man, that's for sports talk, bro. That's for ESPN. That's for Undisputed, for First Take. I don't talk like that when I'm talking sports, bro. I ain't gonna do that. I don't care about that. This is fan-to-fan talk right here, right? We ain't gonna be talking about all that. Sometimes we bring that up in conversations, but for the most part, I never really do, right? So I'm not gonna do that. But I will be doing the NFC East report again this year, which is basically, for those who don't know, is me analyzing the division, keeping an eye on the division every week. When at the end of every week, like, you know, every week 2, week 3, stuff like that. After every team in the NFC East has played their game, I'll give an NFC East report, which is where each team in the division is standing, what their record is, who they play next, whether or not I think they'll win that game or not. Also, it entails me covering one game each from every division, every team in the division. So, for example, when the Washington Commanders, I'm covering them when they face the Broncos. Interesting game. Why? Because Russell Wilson has pressure on himself to be better than he was last year. Everybody thinks he's washed up, so it'll be interesting. Plus, Washington Commanders look like they're up-and-coming team as well, so that'll be interesting. I wanted to get New York and the Jets. Both New York teams going against each other, but I can't get that game, so I think I picked them and the Patriots. Yes, that'll be an interesting game. We know the history between those two teams. It'll be interesting. And obviously for Dallas, I picked for them the 49ers, because even though the 49ers got us on their mind, Dallas got 49ers on their mind, because they've knocked them out of the playoffs every year. And even if they beat them, it won't matter, because you didn't beat them in the playoffs. Like, for me, right, if we got Kansas City in week 11, right, if we go to Kansas City on a Monday night and beat them, I mean, cool, we got the W, But that's not going to erase what happened in the Super Bowl. Nah, I want to meet y'all back in the Super Bowl, and that's where I want to beat you at. I don't care about no game in Week 11. Forget that, right? So that's just my thoughts on the situation. But yeah. So do I think the Eagles will go back to the Super Bowl this year? Because a lot of people seem to think they will. At least Eagles fans. I am a more toned down Eagles fan. I am just a wait and see guy. I think they'll be a good team if they avoid injuries, and as long as they just don't suck randomly like they did in 2020. I think the Eagles will be in contention for the number 1 seed. I think the Eagles will be very competitive. I think the Eagles will be very good. They should be in the mix for everything. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see. So my only focus is just to win the NFC East right now. Once we get to the playoffs, or once our playoff spot is secured, we will go from there and determine on who we got to face, on what we got to do to not just get there, because that's what we did last year. We just got to the Super Bowl. Nah, bruh, I ain't just trying to get to the Super Bowl this time. I'm trying to win it, right? But baby steps. Baby steps. So let's just win the NFC East first. Let's just do that first. That's what I'm focused on. We'll move on from there. Let me know in the comment section down below what you're looking forward to most during the season. Season starts next week. Can't wait. I'll be back Wednesday for my predictions video against the New England Patriots. I cannot wait. And if you're not down with that, I've just got 3 words for you. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's enjoy the season, y'all. Give me your hot takes for the season. What do you think is going to go down? You think we win the Super Bowl? You think it's going to be a down year? Let me know in the comment section. Cannot wait. Till next time. Peace out.